Day 3. Supra is finally here. Just little things to do, more electrical. We need to put a new idle air control valve in this because with the aircon on it's not controlling it properly, so we brought over the Haltech idle air control valve.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. And then there is a fuel pressure sensor. It's not working, so I bought another sensor in over. This also runs a Haltech Elite 2000. If we had an Elite 2500, then we can probably delete the cable throttle and then use drive-by-wire. Use what we got. We could have run the aftermarket kit for the drive-by-wire throttle of the Elite 2000, sorry, but then we might need to remake all this to work, but it might be a problem, so we've gone with the easier option at the moment instead of going drive-by-wire. But let's see, shouldn't take too long. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's been parked up for a while. Let's get into it.
Yeah, have to go by. Bye.
Oh, that's the idle air control valve off the car, and we're going with the smaller unit, but the problem is you can see the hose actually made by Continental, is it? The Y band's not working, heaps of stuff's not working. Let's see. This car actually has a new engine harness kit, but all this Y was taped out and just shoved into a corner. We'll have to rewire this for the idle air control valve, and then we might take one of these to run the burst solenoid and then remove the Turbo Smart piggyback boost controller, should I say, the old school way. So I just want to try to drive everything off the ECU. Missing the CAN button pad at the moment, and try to wire that in. The wire is pretty messy inside, but we just need to work with what we got. Also this also it's running to massive spal fan as well. The boys just gone out to get some fittings and stuff to do the idle air control valve. Ideally still want to plumb it from that end to that end so that we don't get any dirt into the motor or doing it properly. We were thinking to run a little filter and just block this off, but I think it's safer to run it back into here. That's the progress at the moment. Well, they've been out to look for the parts and there is no fitting, so they are going to remove the intake and tap it and then put a fitting into it for the idle air control valve bypass. Now I found the CAN pad. I'm just talking to the owner now, but we're missing a CAN hub to wire in the CAN stuff. I don't think we'll have one, so we'll have to cut the wire and push everything in or join it in that way. Well, we'll see. Some funny button. Just send it. There we go. Eject seat. rabbit mode, turtle mode. There's a lot of stupid stuff. No can hub. Always have to have spares here. That's the can pad. That's our can lander. Spare O2 sensor. Got 2 of those. If all the cars run the same brand of stuff, it makes it easier. Fuel pump, these are in the bin.
You're looking for the guy there?
Yeah. This one.
So now you're gonna make this one.
Yeah, we'll just have to hold right.
Let's see how it's done.
Check the feet first, make sure that one.
Bola apa sih kak? Bola kedua hilang.
That is the one. Intake manifold is off. Now we can actually see a bit more wiring here. What's going on with this? What's that? Is it label? That's knock. There's a knock sensor there. I'm not sure it's plugged into anything, doubt it. There's another external knock that goes into there. It runs up to this wire and tap into there. When you come to these places where they don't have 98 octane, you'll need some kind of octane booster. This is one you can buy locally, American product. Treat up to 80 litre. It doesn't really say how much octane's gonna lift. Like some of the ones when you put them in, it will raise like 3 points. On this product, it doesn't really say. It just says increase octane, will not harm O2 sensor, catalytic converter, stop picking and knocking, reduce dieseling, and improve mileage. I told these guys just run a bottle, half a bottle, a tank, and an Evo is probably like a 40 litre tank ish. So full tank. Dump half a bottle in. It should be decent enough, which is like 170 mil or something like that. This is what happens when the local fuel is bad. Also, there's a lot of dirt that goes into the fuel tanks at the station, especially after a big flood. Don't know how it's supposed to be sealed, but stuff still gets in, maybe from the breather, not sure how, but a lot of times we come here, the fuel filters are really dirty and they're all clogged for some reason. You know, I try to tell these guys just to, if they don't drive the car, just fill it right up so there's no chance there's air in the tank for it to rust. But the Evo had E85 in it a few years ago and then just left it, and the whole tank inside, everything just got rusted, and then it kind of hit the motor. It's actually not too hot today. It's been pretty good. It's like overcast in the afternoon. The boys just went out to get more fittings and stuff for the Supra. The fitting that we put on the intake manifold is a bit too small. It's not bypassing enough air for it to idle up, so they've just gone out and buy more fittings. Hopefully we can get it to work. Some more function had to be put in. The AC was a bit of a problem because the idle air control doesn't work. So once the air con is activated, it won't idle up. The wiring and input doesn't actually have it on that loom. I'm going to figure a way out, but we've set the Haltech cam pad, so now you can press the boost button for different level of boost. That's with the solenoid right off, then low, medium, high boost, and then you'll have anti-lag, and then also launch control button, and then that will be the rotational idle. Won't work until we get the idle air control valve in there. Some speed buttons left, have to figure out what we're gonna put there, maybe like a boost up and down. Not sure yet what we're gonna run these other 4 buttons, but that's that. Switch these all on. Also have to find a place to mount it. There's already a lot of stuff on the dash. We have bypassed it. The turbo smart boost controller now is running off the ECU with closed loop. Yep, it might be going to the center console or somewhere there, not sure. I'll leave that to them. Don't want to drill into the dash. With the Haltech, every time we work on it, it's always something to update. This firmware has been updated again since we came last time, and then also the WB1 unit also had a firmware update. Not sure why, but the old unit crapped out. That's another brand new unit, which the later version, the sensor plug, or the sensor that goes to the wideband, actually has a connector on it now. The WB1 first gen actually goes straight from the unit to the sensor, but now we have an extension. This is probably for easier running the wire through the grommet of the car to the inside. That's what you just have to put up with and work with when you're at these kind of places. Finding parts is always the biggest issue, or having the right spare parts. Just going out for a test drive. Lost the clutch randomly driving, and then the water tank starting to get hot. The fan has stopped working. Trying to find all the fuse now. We are at the side of the road again. And everyone's going home. First test drive just to try to get the tune checked. The TPS is really bad. From 0 to 10% is actually not reading. So the ECU thinks the car's actually not moving. It's been recalibrated a lot of times, but it's just the range of that sensor is just shit. Nothing you can do. Ideally, probably if you just change this to drive-by-wire. Not sure we can make it back. Just let it cool down first, or find a way to bypass that fan.
Well, you're supposed to do that, eh? Not supposed to do that at all. Should be fucking power on.
ripped the wire out the headlight plug to get some wire. We can bypass the fan for now. Then we can make it back. Come. Make it back.
What's the airport?
It's off already. Still getting hot, eh? 38. Fan. Only got one fan at the moment, but there should be still enough to idle to cool down, right? Huh? Almost made it back. One fan, and everybody is burning rubbish at the moment. Fire everywhere. 89, 88 degree, no fan. Shouldn't really overheat moving at this speed, even without the fans. I don't know what happened. Got too hot in the engine bay and then overloaded again. Happened, the car's not wired properly. Almost back. Maybe with the aircon on, there's too much load on that wire. These potholes. Let's see what the fuck's going on here. You just have to earth that wire.
Turn the wire.
Because it's flashing. Wow, look at this. This all fell out. You try low running multiple wire, but it's all melted.
Plug it into that and then put it well, you just want to put it in the unit. Same unit. Because this plug has already got wires in it. Just put twist and tape into the power and the ground.
Oh, if it's over low, we'll mount that wire first before it burn out the relay.
Yeah.
We've got big wires here, don't we? Not really.
No. We can go straight from the fan all the way to the relay.
Yeah.
That's not cool. How many of you want?
Probably two.
Okay.
And the holder, if they sell it too.
I'll just take both together, eh?
Yeah. You can see the chaos in the wiring.
I have this 8mm terminal for those big relays.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So I was looking for some to make spice.
Yeah.
So I can run the...
Is that wiring that we bought over is going to be enough to drive that fan? There's a 15 amp wire. These are only 15 amp. No. This only 25 too.
That was the last of that. The red one. We can do it all in black if you like.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this for tonight. Really need to rewire the whole car.
So for PM instead of
Well, it's been a long day. 10:30 right now. We'll finish road tuning the Evo 8. It's not too bad. 22 pound Hobby, around 350 kilowatt at the wheels. 2.4, 84 turbo, EFR. Local gas, nothing fancy, just a bit of octane booster. 350, run the HKS kit, only about 6 pound. This will need to be continued. Gonna go home, sleep, and get ready for tomorrow. Managed to find some new relay, 70 amp, big leg, big terminal. Hopefully these are okay. Just going up the top of the road on the car meet, we'll make sure the fan works first.